Dozens of aftershocks were felt for hours after the first quake. Fresno police are implementing a new mandatory overtime program to deal with a large staffing shortage and a spike in crime. Officials say patrol officers had been the only ones tasked with taking on overtime shifts and last-minute callbacks. But now officers from other units will be required to do that as well. And overtime will be scheduled, not handed out last minute. The Fresno Police Officers Association says what the department really needs is more funding to attract new officers. But Councilmember Miguel Arias argues that more money is not the answer. He says Fresno police have some of the best salaries and benefits in the valley.
They are the only. No other employee group has had a raise for 2 years.
The Police Association says with a 12 to 15-month recruiting process, it's going to be a while before potential new hires are ready to work. September is Hunger Action Month. We hope that you'll join us in the fight to end hunger right here in the Valley. We're raising money for the Central California Food Bank. If you would like to help, there's a link to donate at the top of our homepage on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. You can just give what you can. Even just $1 can provide up to 7 meals. Well, this weekend is the 4th annual Savor the Flavor benefit dinner, and all proceeds will go towards helping the American Cancer Society fight against cancer.
Ksee 24's Natalie Vera joins us live with the preview of the event. Now it's a dinner. They're going to be auctioning stuff off. It sounds like a great time.
Yeah, it's going to be a party, and of course it's going to be for a great cause. Like you guys said, this is going to benefit the American Cancer Society, and I'm here with Jane. You're a volunteer. What can you tell us about what's happening this Saturday? It'll be right here across from where we're standing, right?
Yes, it's going to be in this yard. This is my sister's yard. We always get things donated, and so she graciously has offered her yard this year. So it's all going to be on the other side of this fence. We're going to have an awesome band. Prestige is going to be playing. We're going to have restaurants come from local restaurants, Sal's and Cho's, and we're going to have all kinds of variety of food. I have a special friend that's going to cater. We will have dancing and live auction, silent auction, a raffle. It's just going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to raise some money, so it's all good.
Now, that's always great to hear, and I know you've been talking about some of those resources that the American Cancer Society can offer to people, but even here locally, I mean, you mentioned that you have some wigs that cancer patients can get.
The American... They called me and said, hey, we have 100 wigs. Would you like to take them and distribute them to cancer patients? And I was like, absolutely. You know, I have a place, I have an office in Selma that I work out of, so I put them there, and people can call me and set up an appointment, because I'm not always there, but with an appointment, plus we want to keep it safe for cancer patients during this time. So they just need to call me and just let me know they need a wig, and I would love to give them away. They're free. I have long hair, short hair, you know, blonde, gray. There goes the car.
Yeah, and you said some of the people that have picked some up, you know, it's just changed a lot as far as like their self-esteem.
Yes, it's just so awesome to see, you know, the change. They come in and they're, you know, they're kind of forlorn because, I mean, they're going through treatment, or they, you know, they're survivors, and it just is a feel-good thing. It just makes them feel good, and they're nice wigs. They're very nice wigs, really good quality. They look real. I mean, the hair looks real. They don't look like a wig.
All right, well, we'll have more on how you can reach Jane on our website, yourcentralvalley.com, after this broadcast. Reporting live in Selma, I'm Natalie Vera, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Ksee 24, sunrise time is 6:09.
Finally, the 2020 Baseball Hall of Fame inductees will finally have their day in Cooperstown, New York. We'll tell you who when we come back.
And we have another round of triple-digit heat this afternoon. First, your reality forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Grass and Keno ponds are the top pollens, and we're in the medium high to high range through Saturday. I'll show you when relief from the heat finally arrives as Ksee Sunrise continues.
Allard's Art is your local source for all of your drawing and painting needs, from blank canvas to professional framing, plus the Valley's largest assortment of fine pins. Allard's Art on Blackstone and Barstow.
For more information on this business, go to yourcentralvalley.com and click on Central Valley Local. For the 2021 California recall election, all Californians will be able to vote safely from home. Every active registered voter will receive a vote-by-mail ballot with a unique barcode. You can track it using Where's My Ballot, and you'll receive automatic notifications by text, email, or voice call to let you know the status of your ballot once you mail it, drop it off at your polling place, or at a drop box. Vote-by-mail ballots. Simple, safe, secure, counted. Learn more at vote.ca.gov.
Owning a house is big. Bigger than loans and down payments. It's an oasis, a restaurant, a theater. It's home. At Golden One, we get it. Big or small, we work with you to reach your goals. And as a not-for-profit credit union, we'll help you find better loans and rates, so owning your home is more possible than ever. So join us. Let's make your dream home happen.
Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath. With hundreds of custom designs, it fits your style. With our unique tub-over-tub installation in just a day, it fits your schedule with no demo or mess. With quality that's guaranteed for life, it fits your high standards. Why have over 2 million people welcomed Bathfitter into their homes? It just fits. Bathfitter. Call now or visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Now at the Bone Store. Get up to $1,500 stressless credit to put toward additional seating and accessories. Or save $500 on stressless signature-based recliners and ottomans. Or recliners with classic power. It's time for Stressless. Proud to be endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. Shop the Bone Store with locations in Fresno and Visalia or at thebonestore.com.
Now, forecaster Ruben Contreras with your local Weather Authority forecast.
And welcome back on this Wednesday morning. It is mild out there, and we have another round of extreme heat for this afternoon, but changes are on the way. It is going to be cooler, but still technically warm for this time of year. And of course, we're still dealing with a lot of haze and smoke out there, and that's just going to be an issue as long as these wildfires continue to burn. 71 degrees this morning in Fresno. We have 60s along the coast, 60s to the north in Sacramento, then 80s for Las Vegas and Palm Springs. Obviously, the desert's a little bit warmer. Fresno holding on to the 70s at 71 degrees this morning, 66 in Merced, Madera, Visalia, 65 for Hanford this morning. Give or take a few degrees here and there. Valley temperatures are about the same compared to yesterday. We might drop a degree or two in some parts for our afternoon highs, but overall, we're still dealing with extreme heat. Temperatures right around 105 degrees for most of the valley. And visibility is at 10 miles. These are airport observations, so points in between. Might be a little less than that. Other areas it might be better, but we saw a lot of that smoke and haze return yesterday, especially on the east side of the valley. This morning, not too bad, as we show you a live picture of the sunrise happening right now from our valley cam. This is the view from our studios in East Central Fresno, overlooking the Fresno Air Terminal. You see the outline of the Sierra in the center of the screen right there. Even a few high clouds coming in off of the coast this morning, but unfortunately no rain associated with those clouds. And you do see those high clouds and haze from this vantage point. This is from the Owens Mountain area to the northeast of Fresno and Clovis this morning in the mountains and foothills of Madera and Fresno counties. You do see the sunlight starting to peek over the mountain range. And Futurecast smoke model shows that smoke being dense once again. That's the dark blue you see, especially on the east side of the valley over the next few days. Things start to change a little bit late Thursday into Friday. That's where there's a shift in the weather pattern. And again, the worst of the smoke, the dense smoke, remaining well off to the north, and then it's actually going into parts of the upper Midwest. But as this ridge of high pressure starts to slide to the south a little bit, our weather pattern changes with our temperatures. They'll drop off a little bit, but at the same time, it is going to drag up a little bit of monsoon moisture. It might feel a little humid for our standards, and we will see a few clouds Thursday into Friday. There's the possibility of a few isolated showers and thunderstorms in the Sierra, plus dry lightning. That is a concern because this ridge is very strong. It's very dry, so it might dry out some of the storms, but there could be a few lightning strikes, and that's about it up on the Sierra. But this trough really tries to dig in for the weekend. It will cool us off, but we're going to stay in the 90s across the Central Valley. Today would mark days 66 of triple-digit heat so far this year. Of course, the record was 63. We tied that on Sunday. That's the previous record now. So whatever we add to this, we'll set a new record each day, and we're well past the average of 38 for the season. Of course, heat advisory, that's still in effect for the entire Central Valley, and the lower foothills at least until Thursday night. We've got triple-digit temperatures on tap for tomorrow. 7-day forecast shows that. Still kind of hazy and smoky at times, and we'll see a few clouds here and there Thursday and a Friday. And of course, these temperatures are above average, which is 93. A little bit cooler into the weekend and early next week, but still kind of warm for the middle part of September. Your regional forecast available any time of the day. Just go to yourcentralvalley.com to check it out. For now, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Ruben. New at sunrise, the 2020 inductees to the Baseball Hall of Fame are finally getting to Cooperstown. Derek Jeter, Larry Walker, and Ted Simmons and Marvin Miller were selected in January of last year, but they will be enshrined this afternoon. Their induction ceremony was delayed due to the pandemic until now. Ksee 24 Sunrise time is 6:15. We'll be right back.
So what's your secret?
I guess I just try to help people.
And it makes you smile?
Yeah.
Like this?
But it's not supposed to hurt.
Yeah.
Unbeatable service without the drama. 2-pair, including the cost of your eye exam, as low as $59.95.
When you're desperate and hopeless, when you just can't take anymore, when it feels like there is nowhere to turn, Sierra Meadows Behavioral Health is here to help. Our residential, inpatient, and outpatient programs are here to support you with group therapy, personal counseling, and medication in life's difficult times.
There is hope. Let us show you the way at Sierra Meadows Behavioral Health.
This Labor Day and every day, the exclusive KitchenAid appliances you want are within reach. Like this exclusive 5-element range. Get up to $500 off now on select appliances. Only at Lowe's.
Real-time views where you live. The Valley Cam Network gives you the latest conditions live. See them on KC20 Valley or online at yourcentralvalley.com.
Finally, I figured out Stanton Optical's secret. They actually listen to customers.
Protect those eyes from screen time. For back to school, get a free blue light filter upgrade with any eyeglass purchase. Only at Stanton Optical.
Let's go!
Let's go, Beachbody!
Bring that heat. It's not about a side. Are you in? Everybody is a beach body.
In this ad, pay attention to the actor's gums. Gums? We don't think about them. But like skin, over time, gums can get damaged. Colgate Gum Renewal reverses early gum damage for a beautiful, revitalized smile.
With COVID hospitalizations on the rise and new variants of the virus spreading, there's concern following the Labor Day holiday.
Joining us, he's on the front lines every single day treating COVID patients at CRMC. Dr. Fayed, how bad is the situation in the hospital right now?
Start experiencing a lot of new admissions every day. That start happening from late July, and it continued to happen till now. We're seeing so many cases every day. The current situation, we have so many cases, admitted to the hospital.
Of those cases that require hospitalization are unvaccinated?
I think we finally got some accurate numbers, yesterday. Personally, the people that I've seen in the ICU specifically, since I work in the ICU, are all unvaccinated, all of them. But if you look at the number of patients that admitted to the hospital, 86% of them are unvaccinated. So that the people signal to us that the people who's getting infected and getting seriously ill, requiring hospitalization, are the unvaccinated people, unfortunately.
Now, when you go outside, you go around town, obviously it's very different out there than it was 1 year ago. But how does the situation in the hospital compare right now to, say, this time last year?
It's very different. I think last year people were more careful. When you go outside, I feel that people really don't know what's happening inside the hospitals and how bad it is. Obviously, I don't know which one is vaccinated, which one is not. But I would encourage everyone to be very careful. It looks like the community spread is so high, and therefore the virus is everywhere. So I think, everyone should be pretty careful because if you get infected, especially if you are unvaccinated, you might end up in the hospital.
We heard from Dr. Reyes Vora just a little bit earlier in the show saying that there are so many ventilators being used right now. Some people who need them aren't getting them. Is that what you're experiencing?
I think the most challenge right now is the workforce impact. One of the major things that we have limited capacity on of the amount of nurses. So right now we have about 51 patients in the ICU for COVID. This is really a higher capacity. It's like more than 109% over capacity. And nursing staff and employee staff in general has been extremely limited resources for us. So I think we're getting more traveler nurse to help us out from outside, but this is even very challenging to get them in. So this is really the most challenging thing in terms of resources.
And then, Dr. Fayed, you talk about these staffing shortages, lack of resources. So how does that affect your ability to treat other patients, non-COVID patients that have emergencies?
Oh, definitely. That's for sure has been a major impact on all of us. For example, someone like me, I can't go to the clinic anymore because I can't see patients. I'm being pulled to the ICU all the time. So this is by itself is affecting the non-COVID population. The same thing apply anyone with non-COVID emergency or having need to be hospitalized or whatever is the same impact. That's really affecting people, non-COVID cases as well. That's for sure.
Are you concerned following the Labor Day holiday that you're going to see even more people in the hospital?
Well, I'm very, very concerned. If you look at the trend and the amount of transmission in the community, more gathering, more people, more infection, and therefore more hospitalization. The vaccination rate versus the unvaccination rate, will really make a huge amount of impact on us specifically and to the hospital. So the more people who get vaccinated, I think the less hospitalization you're gonna see, but the less people who's getting vaccinated, the more hospitalization you're gonna see. And of course, that's a very serious trend.
All right, Dr. Fayed, thank you so much for waking up with us and really just hammering home that the vaccine will probably keep you out of the hospital.
And thank you so much for everything you're doing, your team of nurses, all the staff over there. Keep up the good work.
All right, thank you very much.
Ksee 24 sunrise time is 6:22.
We have a look at today's temperatures after the break. Stay with us.
Coming up today at 3, we're relaxing with the facials and massages at Hand and Stone. And then it's Wine Wednesday, so we're bringing the wine tasting to you. You do it at home. Stick around, we'll show you how to do it today at 3.
Well, this is our new home until the mortgage company that you chose gets the loan closed.
I should have called Country Club Mortgage.
With offices in the Central Valley, your loan will be done quicker and done right. Apply online or call today. Country Club Mortgage.
The day can wait. Enter the Golden State with Real California Dairy.
Let the equity in your home open new doors with a home equity line of credit from EECU. Remodel your kitchen, turn your backyard into your own private escape, or pay down debt. And now through October 31st, 2021, pay no application fee or closing cost. Let EECU help you finance all the things that bring joy to your life. EECU, smarter banking since 1934. EECU is an equal housing lender.
Start your day with Crest 3D White. And from mochachinos to Merlot, your smile will always be brilliant. Crest 3D White Brilliance. 100% stain removal, 24-hour stain resistance to lock in your whitest smile. Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America.
With Downy Infusions, let the scent set the mood. Feel the difference with Downy.
The more serious your injury, the more serious the legal battle will be. So if you want the best decision at the end of your case, make the right decision at the beginning. Choose Jacoby & Myers.
Precision is an excellent company. We had an idea of what we wanted, but we weren't sure how to put it together.
It's kind of one of those things that I personally take pride in, making sure that the people make the right decision.
We highly recommend Precision.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
The reasons to treat yourself to a frozen drink from McDonald's go on and on.
Enjoy a medium frozen drink for $1.59. Pair it with a spicy deluxe or a spicy crispy chicken sandwich.
I'm so glad we called Country Club Mortgage.
Honey, we're home.
With offices in the Central Valley, your loan will be done quicker and done right. Apply online or call 559-636-3333 today. Country Club Mortgage.
Welcome back on this Wednesday morning. We're off to a warm start in certain parts of the valley, and of course we're going to deal with extreme heat once again this afternoon. As for our temperatures, we're at 65 degrees in Hanford, 66 for Visalia, and 66 in Madera. Fresno still in the 70s this morning at 71 degrees. For the most part, Fresno County in the North Valley running a little bit cooler. South Valley about the same or just as warm, but it's just going to be as hot as it was yesterday. Up in the Sierra this morning, clear skies. You can see that from this live picture thanks to PG&E's webcam at Huntington Lake. This is about 8,000 feet or so in the Sierra. There's still smoke and haze out there, but you go above that inversion layer and then you have clear skies, but below that, Central Valley is kind of hazy. So as students head out the door this morning, school day planner calls for mild temperatures at 8 o'clock with highs later on moving up into the triple digits once again. 105 is well above the average of 93 for this time of year, and we're still under a heat advisory at least until Thursday. We'll talk more about somewhat of a cooling trend into the weekend. I'll show you those numbers in a few minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Ruben. In Consumer Matters, the new iPhone may make its debut next week. Apple announced a new event scheduled for September 14th, where techies expect to see a new Apple Watch and the iPhone 13. The company's annual September summit usually sets up key products for holiday season. Ksee 24 Sunrise time is 6:26.
Still ahead, emergency funding needed in the Northeast after Hurricane Ida, how President Biden hopes to help.
Accelerated Urgent Care is now offering rapid COVID testing. Receive your COVID-19 results on site in just 10 minutes. That's right, COVID-19 results in just 10 minutes. Accelerated Urgent Care, expert care on your time.
I am asked why a majority of Hispanics want to recall Gavin Newsom. The answer is simple. He closed our churches and he closed our children's schools. He also prevented us from going to our jobs. The language of the Hispanic community is not Spanish. It's hard work. When you deem what we do non-essential, we take it personally. This Tuesday, vote to recall Gavin Newsom.
Recall Newsom. Bring us together.
If you $1,000 or more to the IRS, SBA Accounting and Tax Solutions may be able to settle your debt for 85% off the amount owed. Our Central Valley Tax Resolution Specialists will structure a plan to free you from unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, and IRS harassment. Call today for your confidential consultation and free report on how to end your IRS problems. SBA Accounting and Tax Solutions will help you get your life back.
Life is getting back to normal. So protect what is most important by getting affordable health coverage now with help from Clinica Sierra Vista. Due to the COVID relief law, you can pay less with financial help. In fact, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month. From doctor's visits and preventative care to prescription drugs, it's quality health coverage available right now. Speak to an enrollment specialist at Clinica Sierra Vista today.
A&W restaurants are open for dining in, like in the newly remodeled Mooney Boulevard A&W in Visalia. Try our new old favorite root beer cream freeze and the spicy Papa Burger combo with jalapenos, onion rings, and spicy dipping sauce. A&W, serving up good times and great food.
SAS Shoes, America's comfort shoes, are on sale now during our Customer Appreciation Sale. Save $15 on our entire selection of SAS shoes and sandals for men and women. SAS shoes are hand-sewn and made in America. Most come in half sizes from slim to wide, and our expert staff will ensure you get a perfect fit. SAS shoes are recommended by podiatrists for people with diabetes, foot or back pain, and most fit orthotics. Save $15 on our entire selection at the locally owned SAS shoe store at Blackstone and Herndon. Life's a journey. Wear comfortable shoes.
Accelerated Urgent Care is now offering rapid COVID testing. Receive your COVID-19 results on site in just 10 minutes. That's right, COVID-19 results in just 10 minutes. Accelerated Urgent Care, expert care on your time.
First Student puts you in the driver's seat with competitive wages, paid training, and possible sign-on bonus.
Local news that matters. For News Sunrise.
Today on Sunrise, police are asking for help identifying persons of interest in a 2-month-old murder case.
We actually had 135,000 ballots already returned to the office through the mail and through our ballot drop boxes, plus some early voting at our vote centers.
Plus, polls are open for early voting in Fresno County in this year's recall election for California governor.
And delicious food for a worthy cause. We are live with more on the Savor the Flavor benefit dinner. Ksee 24 Sunrise starts now.
Good morning. Welcome to Ksee 24 Sunrise. I'm Caroline Collins.
And I'm Brody Logan. Thank you for joining us. It is 6:30 on this Wednesday, September 8th. This is a look out over Fresno. As you get your day started, it's going to feel a little bit warmer than this time yesterday. Ruben Contreras is here to tell us about it.
And it's still hazy and smoky out there, as you saw there in that sky cam this morning. And of course, that's the way it's going to be as long as these fires continue to burn. And we're still on tap for another round of extreme heat this afternoon. 71 degrees in Fresno this morning, 66 in Madera, and 66 in Visalia. Some valley spots a little bit cooler, others a little bit warmer, just by a few degrees here and there. Overall, our temperatures will be very similar to what we had yesterday. We're still under a heat advisory at least until 8 o'clock Thursday night. And we're still going to have areas of haze and smoke. It's the entire West Coast that's heating up. And of course, our temperatures are well above the average of 93 for this time of year. By noon, we're going to be at 92 in Fresno, 105, close to the record high. That's actually close to 110, but today would mark day 66 of triple-digit heat in Fresno for this summer, resetting the new record once again. There is relief from the heat in a few days. I'll show you how much temperatures will drop in a few minutes. For now, we will send it back to you.
All right, Ruben, thank you. Get ready to conserve your power ahead of another hot day. Operators of the state's power grid issued a flex alert today. They're asking everyone to conserve energy between 4 and 9 p.m. Officials recommend that you avoid using major appliances and turn off all unnecessary lights. Tomorrow, President Biden is rolling out a new plan to attack coronavirus. It's expected to focus on getting more people vaccinated.
This is as health experts predict a surge of cases after Labor Day heading into the flu season. Tracy Potts has that story.
After a briefing from his COVID team today, President Biden is set to roll out a 6-point plan tomorrow, including public-private efforts to get more Americans vaccinated.
What will you suggest? What will you lay out? And is it possible?
75% of adults have now had at least one shot, but health experts are concerned about a post-holiday surge in cases.
The question is not whether or not we'll see an increase in cases. The question is by how much.
Airports and football stadiums were packed.
I think it's really unfortunate. I mean, people would like to say we're done with COVID, but COVID is not done with us.
With 100,000 people hospitalized, beds remain in short supply. Idaho's governor suggested they may have to ration care.
Even the best case scenario predicts that we're going to see 1,000 daily deaths a day by the end of November. And then after that, who knows?
There's a new concern about a small but growing number of COVID cases among children, with many states forbidding school districts to require masks.
We got to get these governors to stop their madness, stop their irresponsibility, stop their moral they are morally reprehensible for not allowing, for making us have these fights about mask mandates.
According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, 250,000 children tested positive last week, up 25% from the week before. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
COVID case surges in the valley are straining local hospitals. Health officials say Fresno County had around 2 COVID cases per 100,000 people in July. About 2 months later, they're seeing 42 cases per 100,000 people. Officials say a woman who recently needed a life support machine after overdosing on her antidepressants couldn't get one because none of them were left in the county.
Lady, and she made a mistake, and she deserved a second chance. She deserved just the mercy of at least having the chance to recover. There was no bed and no machine to offer. And that's not even a COVID case. That's an antidepressant overdose case, and yet that person didn't get what we would call the full-bore standard of care.
Staff shortages are also causing longer wait times for those trying to get into the hospital.
President Biden is sounding the alarm on climate change. He's urging Congress to pass his infrastructure package to protect against future storms like Hurricane Ida. The president toured storm-ravaged neighborhoods in New Jersey and New York City yesterday. Ida is being blamed for more than 50 deaths across the Northeast. President Biden says climate change is everyone's crisis and must be dealt with now.
The scientists and the economists and the national security experts, they all tell us this is code red. The nation and the world are in peril.
Progressive and moderate Democrats will need to join together if they want to pass more than $4 trillion. It includes spending on infrastructure and combating climate change. Democratic leaders hope to have 2 bills passed by the end of the month. One of the largest Confederate monuments in the country is slated to come down today. The 21-foot-high bronze statue in Richmond, Virginia depicts Civil War General Robert E. Lee riding a horse. It's expected to be cut into pieces before being hoisted off its pedestal. The granite base will be left in place. This is the 6th Confederate statue to be removed from that area. It will be held in a secure storage at a state-owned facility.
Fresno County detectives are asking for your help to solve a 2-month-old homicide case. Investigators are searching for whoever killed this man, 52-year-old Javier Fernandez of Malaga. He was found shot to death back on July 9th. Detectives just released a new photo showing some persons of interest who may be involved in the shooting. Fernandez's daughter says it's been an excruciating few months, having no answers as to who did this or why. Authorities say he was shot while in his car that collapsed right in his yard.
He wasn't a part of anything like that. You know, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Homicide detectives say they don't know why Fernandez was targeted either. They identified the suspect's vehicle as a stolen Honda CR-V. They found it burned near Jensen and Cedar Avenue the day of the shooting. If you know anything about this case, call the Fresno County Sheriff's Office.
The recall election targeting Governor Gavin Newsom is just 6 days away, and one of the leading candidates to replace him is hoping to appeal to Valley voters. Larry Elder made a stop in Clovis yesterday telling people why they should vote him into office. He focused on saving small businesses and the cost of living in California.
Get to Sacramento, small business will have a friend in Sacramento.
Over at the Mariposa Mall in Fresno, the Dolores Huerta Action Fund sent a different message. They called on voters to vote no on the recall ballot.
We are not going to let a few Republicans that are anti-immigrant, that are anti-women, that are anti-labor unions, we are not going to let them take control of the state of California.
According to a recent study by the Public Policy Institute of California, 39% of likely voters say that they would vote yes to removing Governor Newsom from office, while 58% say that they would vote no.
Voting centers in Fresno County are now open. Whether you're voting by mail or in person, there are some things you can do to make this process easier. We spoke with Fresno County Clerk James Ksee about the available options.
9 vote centers now open in Fresno County, as well as our downtown office. And you can come in person or drop off a ballot at any of those locations or one of the 60+ drop boxes that we have throughout the county. We've actually had 135,000 ballots already returned to the office through the mail and through our ballot drop boxes, plus some early voting at our vote centers.
Ksee says if you plan on voting in person, go in early. He says there are no lines, there's no waiting, but if you wait until Election Day to vote, you can expect some wait times. Election officials will count all ballots that are postmarked by Election Day, September 14th, and delivered within a week of that deadline. Well, this weekend is the 4th annual Savor the Flavor Benefit Dinner. All proceeds will go toward helping the American Cancer Society's fight against cancer.
KC24's Natalie Vera joins us live with a preview of this event. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Well, it's a party. It's happening this Saturday, and as you guys said, this will benefit the American Cancer Society. It's actually happening right across from where I'm standing. It obviously won't look like this on Saturday. They tell me they're going to have live music, a bar, live auction, and those proceeds, like I said, will benefit the American Cancer Society. They provide different resources to patients. There's actually an 800 number people can call where they can either access support groups, they can ask for help, help. If they need a ride to their appointment, they can get a Lyft ride. They can get different resources. And locally, if you guys were watching earlier, we also were joined by one of the volunteers who was also giving out wigs to some of those local cancer patients who may need a wig during this time or as they're going their treatment. The event again is happening this Saturday. It kicks off at 5 p.m. from 5 to 8 p.m. It's here in Selma. The address is 6784 East Saginaw Avenue in Selma. Tickets are $50, and again, it'll be for a good cause. So if you don't have any plans this weekend, you can come on by here to this location. Like I said, it'll be right across from where I'm standing here on the yard. They'll have a nice setup, live music, and all for a good cause. Reporting live in Selma, I'm Natalie Vera. Back to you.
All right, Natalie, thank you. Ksee 21st Sunrise time is 6:40.
Still ahead. You can take part in this year's virtual Dark Sky Festival.
And here on Earth, it's going to be hot once again in the Central Valley. First Year 40 allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Grass and chenopons are the top pollens, and we're in the medium high to high range through Saturday. I'll show you when relief from the triple-digit heat finally arrives as Ksee Sunrise continues.
1, 2, 3, 4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all its beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another.
The sun has always powered life. And now it powers our latest innovation to heat and cool your home more efficiently. Introducing the world's only solar-powered home energy system, which saves you up to half off your heating and cooling bill.
The future of home comfort is here now at Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning. Get the latest in home comfort and energy savings with Mr. Cool. Get up to $13.75 in rebates or special financing.
Bam! Look at that. Internet that doesn't miss a beat.
That's cute, but my internet streams to my ride.
Okay, chill. Because mine's so fast, no one can catch me.
Sweet, but my internet gives me
because you all have Xfinity.
Whoa.
Internet and wireless so good, it keeps one-upping itself.
Get started with Xfinity Internet for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a one-year agreement. Plus, save up to $400 a year on wireless over AT&T when you add Xfinity Mobile. Switch today.
From the open road, to the scenic road, to the dirt road, you're gonna love every path you take. Let your Toyota journey begin. Get $500 cash back on 8 Toyotas, including inside. All Toyotas come with Toyota Safety Sense and Toyota Care Standard. Toyota, let's go places.
Here, have a Triscuit.
Bring on the zest with fire-roasted tomato and olive oil. Bring it with Triscuit.
Back on this Wednesday. Certain parts of the Central Valley. We're at 71 degrees in Fresno, 66 in Visalia, and 66 in Madera this morning. 65 degrees right now in Fresno. And of course, these temperatures are a little bit cooler in some spots, a little bit warmer than other spots. And then we're going to have temperatures similar to yesterday. It's going to be extreme heat once again, right around 105 degrees for most of the valley. And visibility right now, 10 miles. These are airport observations up and down the Central Valley, but points in between. It might be a little less than that. It might be a little bit higher than that. And you still see some of that haze and smoke. It really moved into the valley, especially on the east side once again yesterday afternoon. Still seeing some of that this morning, but you kind of see the outline of the Sierra as we wait for the sun to rise this morning. Starting to see that sunlight over the Sierra this morning. And of course, highest elevations, you go above that inversion layer, skies are clear. Futurecast smoke model shows the smoke being dense once again for today and tomorrow. That's the dark blue you see on the screen. And then we see that lighter blue return later on in the week. That's because some monsoon moisture is going to come into Central California. Just a few clouds. We're not expecting rain. That would be nice to help us out and wash the smoke away, but there could be an isolated shower or thunderstorm at the highest terrain of the Sierra later on in the week. It's very minimal. The bigger concern is the ridge of high pressure is still very strong, and it's going to slide off to the south, but it might dry out those storms, and it might only produce lightning. So dry lightning is a very big concern because it's been dry for quite some time. The vegetation's very dry, so it could spark a new wildfire. Hopefully it doesn't, but that's a big concern. A trough tries to dig in later on this weekend. We will cool off, but it's still going to be warm for this time of year. Highs in the 90s once again, and of course, that heat advisory is still in effect for the entire Central Valley, at least until Thursday night. And of course, today will mark day 66 of triple-digit heat. Of course, we've had the record tied. We tied that on Sunday with 63, so every day we tie or set a new record, I should say. Triple digits up and down the valley today. Triple digits for Squaw Valley, Aubrey, upper 90s in Oakers, 96 in Yosemite, 104 in Los Banos. And of course, our temperatures tonight still kind of mild out there. A couple spots still in the 70s, but others in the upper 60s. And of course, that's the same for the foothills. But up in the Sierra, 53 tonight in China Peak, and 56 for Sequoia, and 67 in Corcoran later on this afternoon, or this evening, I should say. And of course, walk your pup early on in the morning while it's still comfortable for you and for them. We're going to be in the 70s at 8 o'clock this morning. Still going to see some haze out there. And of course, the air temperature midday hours in the low 90s, so the surface will be much hotter than that. And then obviously triple digits this afternoon, best for you and your pup to stay inside. And then after sunset, we do cool off faster now since we're losing daylight here. And of course, that helps us cool us off at night much faster. This is our friend Max. Thank you to Rita Espinoza for sending me this picture on my Facebook page. If you want your pup featured here on KC Sunrise, just go to Ruben KC 24. We'll show it right here. 7-day forecast shows triple-digit heat the next few days, and of course, we'll continue to add to that record. Tomorrow would mark day 67, resetting the record once again. And then those clouds roll in, and it looks like, at least for most of the valley, we'll avoid the triple digits. Fresno kind of close with a high of 99, but mid to upper 90s this weekend and early next week. Yes, that's cooler, but it's still warm for this time of year. Your regional forecast always available online 24 hours a day. Just log on to yourcentralvalley.com to check it out. For now, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Ruben. The 8th annual Dark Sky Festival kicks off this week. The 3-day event is the largest night sky festival in Central California. This year, it is virtual.
Katie Whiteman with the Sequoia Parks Conservancy talks to us about the event. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all so much for having me.
Okay, so explain to me, how does a virtual night sky event even work?
Right, yeah, that's a great question. So what we're going to do is we have an online platform on our website where people can go in and engage. And through that online platform, people can learn about the solar system. They can learn about light pollution. And our theme for this year is called Discovering Your Dark. And so what we're doing is we're inviting people to discover the night sky in and around their homes and going outside and looking up. And so people can engage with us on our website. We also have a couple of talks lined up Saturday where people can join, and those will be virtual over our online platform. And we also have a Spotify playlist for people to enjoy some dark sky themed music over the weekend as well. And what we really are hoping is that people will engage with us online and share pictures with us from the night sky from around their homes, and share pictures or poems or pictures or whatever they want to do to kind of depict what they're seeing in or around their homes.
Yeah, I have the website right up here on my tablet. It seems super easy to navigate. Everything's right here. I'm very interested in who these guest speakers are.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Terry Himes from NASA JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, where he is actually going to be giving us an update on Mars. And he has been on over 30 deep space missions, and I love that he's going to be talking to us about Mars, especially with Perseverance landing just this last winter in February, and what a perfect name for that rover for this year. We also have a National Park Service Ranger, Lauren Hare, where she's going to be teaching us about how to stargaze in our backyard. So how people can go out in their backyards and look up at the night sky. And then I'll actually be leading everybody on Saturday night through a virtual star party where we will be taking them through the night sky through some online star maps and kind of teaching them about the constellations and the stories behind the stars and some science. So it's going to be a really fun weekend full of lots of fun events.
Okay, what should people do? Like, they want to take part in this, maybe in their backyard, in the neighborhood, but got a lot of light pollution. What is the best way to still see the stars if you're kind of in the city?
Yeah, if you're in the city, we recommend, just driving just a little bit outside of the city limits. And, even if you're in downtown Fresno, still go outside and look up. You'll be surprised on how many stars you actually can see. And especially if you just get on the outskirts and head towards, Shaver Lake or Pine Flat or whatever. just as long as you get outside of those city boundaries, away from the lights, the sky will really open up, and you'll be amazed at how many stars you'll be able to see.
Well, I know the Spotify playlist is up, so what is the best stargazing song? Is it May You Wish Upon a Star, that Madonna song, Star,
you know,
bright star, like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everybody's going to have to listen to it and tell us about what their favorite song is on social media. We'll have to have a vote to see which one is the best one on that playlist.
Ooh. I'm going to go with Starboy by The Weeknd.
Oh, okay.
for when
I can't think. What is that one?
I'm a blank Starboy. Things I can't.
Oh.
Yeah, things I can't say here.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like something that people of all ages will want to check out. Is there a cost to this?
Yes, everybody from all ages, we recommend joining. There is no cost. Everything is free. We want people to just have fun this weekend and join us and really just kind of discover their dark. It's going to be a great weekend.
It's a time to finally look up, because sometimes, you know, we're so focused on the ground, on our phones, everywhere. Finally look up.
Maybe that wasn't a Madonna song. Maybe I'm thinking of the other Lucky Star. That's the Madonna one.
Yeah, that's what the one I thought you were talking about. Kinda.
Well, thank you so much. We're looking forward to gazing up at the stars and learning how to do that.
Thank you so much for having me, everybody.
Ksee 24 sunrise time is 6:50. We'll be right back.
This year has been good for binging, but bad for bodies. Maybe your me time could use an upgrade to Massage Envy, where more people go to feel and look better. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
In-person classes are back at Fresno Pacific University this fall, and it's not too late to enroll. Earn your degree, certificate, or credential in over 100 areas of study at campuses in Bakersfield, Visalia, Fresno, and Merced, with online options still available. Join our alumni impacting the Central Valley in industries like healthcare, business, education, and ministry. Your commute can be a part of our community, and we've never been more excited. Fresno Pacific University. Possible happens here.
What happens if Newsom is recalled? Big changes. Treat the addicts and mentally ill among the homeless. Help others to get on their feet. Allow new housing to be built. Support the police and let them arrest criminals again. Expand charter schools and create school choice. Repeal Newsom's latest gas tax hike. And one more thing. It's time to stop tearing down America and dividing people by race. I'm an optimist. I'm humbled to ask for your vote. I'm Larry Elder.
Recall Newsom. Elect Elder.
At Animals Center. Forever homes through our no-kill shelter, because pets are lifelong companions. Happy Forever Homes start with informed pet parents and easy-to-find resources that focus on the animal's well-being. Valley Animal Center also offers a membership-based dog park, humane online health, wellness, and educational information, and a low-cost vet clinic. Let Valley Animal Center help today to keep your best friend happy and healthy and forever loved.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by Educational Employees Credit Union.
More evacuation orders are underway in Northern California as wildfires continue to rip through the state. Crews are on the ground and in the air working to put out the Monument Fire in Trinity County. Crews say more than 185,000 acres have burned, and the blaze is 42% contained. The nearby Knob Fire is also a concern in the area. Experts say California could be on track for one of its worst fire seasons ever. After the Caldor fire threatened to destroy South Lake Tahoe, neighborhoods are taking fire prevention to the next level. Many homes are covered in tin. Different type of fire solution. The solution can stop embers from igniting not just homes, but the forest that surrounds them.
Embers are coming in, and you think about, they're like a match, a small match. And what is going to light on fire?